Howdy, and welcome to the Round Table for Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross.
Brooke Bullock.
Johnny Payne.
Carrie Hester.
Hayden Cross.
Connor Shenold.
And we had a great episodes for episodes 13 through 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
We saw a lot of changes, and going from Kyrie's episodes to my episodes. We're going to talk about all of that. But first off, how is everyone doing?
Woo! Great. We are recording this on Super Bowl Sunday.
We are.
Sunday.
You know,
at KOSU.
And I gotta say, I was playing D&D last night with Derek Rusnick, who we could hear on Secrets of Monster Island, and he said, you know, the Venn diagram of the friends that I have that play D&D and the friends of mine that know sports is so minuscule where they touch.
No overlap.
It's two people.
He has.
There's actually one person for him.
Yeah, he has a podcast where they talk sports. That's his podcast.
Sweet.
And it's him and his co-host also plays D&D. So he's like, that's it.
That's it.
That's the number of people that he knows that follow sports. And I gotta say, I know enough about sports because I've had to. As a reporter, I've had to cover sporting events, and so I know enough to be able to cover it. Mm-hmm. I don't really watch it anymore.
Well, here's my world. Dunick in our Discord the other day was talking about a game that's taking place here at a local store, and he asked, is that going to be during the Super Bowl? And I was like, oh, crap. There's a game called the Super Bowl that's happening soon, I guess. Yeah, I'm just completely out of it with sports.
Kid in the age before the internet, when the internet was just baby, we would have the Super Bowl on just for the commercials and the halftime show. Right. But now you can get on YouTube tomorrow and you can watch all of those things without the interruption of that stinking football game.
Yeah, but it's getting through the night without the spoilers.
Right? You gotta stay off social media.
That's easy.
Yeah, I have to admit the commercials I certainly enjoy, and I can sit down and watch a game. I enjoy sitting down. I don't like the other stuff that goes on with it. So we certainly wish the Eagles and the Chiefs well. And since you're watching this in the future, listening to this in the future, you know the score. So don't tell us. We don't want to know.
Super Bowl, the halftime show last year was great. I haven't seen a better halftime show since Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
Oh,
God. We got episodes.
We do. So we started out finishing our battle at the Coleoptera Club. Now, I think there was a question that was raised, and I really want to know the answer to this. Was this a giant centipede, or was this a regular centipede, and we were just tiny?
Well, here's the thing. Because you're around all those other bugs, which are the precise sizes of bugs. Mm-hmm. And this centipede was bigger than them. So, I should have Googled this. We'll ask my dad. So, Dad, I'm sure you're listening to the podcast. My dad has a master's degree in entomology and gave me all kinds of fun facts about bugs. Remember Terry the apothecary?
Yeah.
My dad's name is Terry, and his favorite bugs are dragonflies. So, Terry the apothecary is a dragonfly, my dad. But
I'm still disappointed we didn't get to meet Terry the apothecary.
He was out. I needed you to meet Lindy. Lindy was so much more fun.
Lindy was fabulous.
But that being said, there's probably species of centipedes that are really big compared to other bugs. So it's probably one of those. But I also, I'm a mythology teacher, obviously, and my world mythology class right now just finished Japan, and there are multiple myths in Japanese mythology that center around the big scary creature being a giant centipede.
Really?
Which is really interesting. So I got a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and it was the most, when I was Googling, I literally Googled D&D 5e bug BBEG. That's what I Googled. Or bug monsters. And I got a lot of lame ones. And then I saw the Gigantopede, which was actually created for it was like...
In a lab in China.
No, it was in a jungle setting. I don't remember which setting they put it in, but it was in a jungle setting. But so that was fun. I tweaked it a little bit because... I
was wondering if Gigantopede came from Cobalt Press, because it seemed like something that would, one of the Tome of Beasts
I don't know.
type of things. But
I should have looked it up.
but no, but it was a great having the Gigantopede was phenomenal.
I
also
liked
think
him.
for like one of the creepier insects that you could fight, it's definitely gotta be a centipede.
All the
They're
legs.
cool, but so creepy.
Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It is.
Thank you, Johnny.
It is. The centipedes are disturbing. Just even when you see them up close, that or millipedes.
Yeah.
It's just.
I don't trust a lot of things with that many legs.
My optimal, I don't like things with less than 2 legs and more than 4. That's generally
Yeah.
my rule.
Yeah.
2 to 4 legs is where I like to be.
It's the one-legged things that I'm like, what the heck is that? Yeah. So I really had so much fun with the sounds from that centipede. That you have throughout your entire run, Kiri, have allowed me to really explore just different sounds.
I
The
really
Animal
enjoyed
Kingdom.
that too. You being able to take little things and make them big with sound. That was a really fun bit.
I did literally laugh out loud at the Foley of the Knoll language being inserted at the cuss word. I speak cuss words, and then there was this thing, and then the splicing of that
My little
because
ears.
Kieran says my little ears,
My little ears.
as if Billy really did whatever was played there. It's like when they don't change when they don't bleep foreign language in films sometimes, and then if you know that language, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can't believe they said that. And also, it was the same thing when we had in campaign 1 when we had the Cobalt and the Dragonborn talking back and forth. And I found Draconic language, and I'm like, this is awesome. So I could actually have that, and it sounds like
Oh, so
it
good.
sounded like you would hear in a foreign film where you could
Yes.
hear, or not a foreign film, but
like a news story
news
translation,
story
yeah.
where you're hearing the person talk in their foreign language, and then someone's
Dub.
translating underneath.
With Connor the
Dub.
Kobold on the pyramid on the gigawatt.
Ziggurat.
Ziggurat. Thank you very much. I
Ziggurat.
haven't finished my coffee yet this morning.
Ziggurat.
boys and
You're
girls.
talking about a ziggurat because I'm going to quote Scanlan and Grog. And
Stop it.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
My favorite Foley moment, and I say favorite in that it is disgusting and never use that sound again.
Gotta say.
Zionsi's arms going in and out of his body.
yeah.
Oh, it's already marked. Yeah, every time he changes,
It's
That's
so
the
gross.
sound. It's-
Brooke, you're banned from changing.
I mean, honestly, that's the most spider sound I've ever
It
heard.
was
Oh,
so
it was so
gross.
great. It was great.
Yeah, and then, of course,
because
I've
I
got-
myself was going, ew.
I've got the sound of when he climbs up walls. I've got this
Yes. Yes.
spider sound that.
In the last round table, we were talking, and then I said, "Oh, I just have an idea," and then we see it play out in that episode of he's got the jump ability, so he goes Legolas and just jumps right on top of the back of the centipede.
Centipede.
Well,
and
those-
then jumps back off.
Yeah.
And it's all because of those drinks. And I got to tell you that those drinks got me in trouble
Yes.
as well because
Go on.
I all of a sudden became the tank. I had resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So I thought, well, I should just go ahead and utilize the fact that I can't be hurt and run up.
Blackjack's like,
And
"Oh,
he
keep its
did-
mouth busy."
He did full Timon, like, let me be the distraction.
Yeah.
The thing I had forgotten about was it's poison. I'm not immune to poison. So and of course restraining and the fact that it could have swallowed me.
Swallow whole. Oh, that would have been so much fun.
But who saved your neck? Billy Jr.
Billy Jr. the Billy Goat.
The
No, he's a
boar.
boar.
The boar. I don't know why I
love
was
that.
saying
He was
Billy
a
Goat.
boar.
The giant boar that also I loved voicing.
Love
Yeah.
that beefy boy.
That
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun to be able to voice and the fact that did Billy Jr. take down.
Yeah, Billy Jr.
Yeah.
did the final blow.
Yeah.
The dice
Billy
for
Jr. really tanked. Really tanked.
Which is amazing for something that was just a fur ball pulled out of a bag.
yeah.
Yeah. We
the scene of that Coleoptera. I mean, we got a giant centipede. We have a boar. We got-
But you guys defeat the centipede. Blackjack and Zionsi are able to narrowly escape falling down the very scary, very large hole of the dance floor
Yeah,
because
it was part of my plan to
right. But then
Missy stuff
Zion,
anyway.
if Zionsi didn't have his jump spell, He might not have made it. He might have.
I was using my SD-Way dice, so those are awesome.
But you guys
Knock on
get
wood.
into the dressing room. Jaska gets a present.
Yeah.
Our scroll of conjure volley.
Yes.
You guys decide to chase after the snow fairy, and then you have this long conversation about what you guys want to do. Do you want to try to go after Adel, the leader of the Coleoptera? Do you want to just kind of chase after the fairies? And I was sitting there thinking to myself, if they decide to go after Adel, I have absolutely nothing.
I was curious about that myself.
I have 0 things, and so then this is why you will hear me describe it multiple times. He flew away high into the tree. You have no idea where he went.
Yeah.
And you know where the fairies are.
And then we've talked about that on the show before, that sometimes as a DM, yes, the whole point of 5e, the whole point of Dungeons & Dragons is it is not a video game, to where if you choose to go to a different direction, you certainly can. Mm-hmm. But as a DM, you are well within your rights to go, I really don't have anything for that. I really wasn't expecting you to go that direction. You're not necessarily railroading your players so much as kind of hoping that they don't go in that direction. And especially for a show like this, it kind of has to be a little bit tighter.
And that's, one of the great things about playing with your friends. We see it happen last time with the stores, right? You guys wanted to go straight to the club, and I was like, but I made these stores with cool stuff inside. Please go into my store.
Or I made these great names for these frogs.
Please let me hear my frog names.
A fun way to cheat that too is they need to go east so they can meet Tim for the first time and get the sphere. But they want to go west, and I have nothing planned for the west. So west becomes where you meet Tim and get the sphere. Sometimes it's that.
Direction doesn't really
the video
matter.
game
The players
analogy.
are like, I'm in control of the. And
There is no door number 2.
yeah,
That's right. The video game analogy, Pac-Man goes off the left side of the screen, but just comes on to your right.
While you're having this conversation, you try to figure out why the Beatles stole her in the first place. And you're like, it was her one night only performance. And I was thinking to myself while you guys were talking about that, that was weird.
At the time you wrote it, it made sense.
I wanted a sense of urgency. I wanted you guys to get there. I didn't want you to she's going to be there tomorrow too. We can just take a nap.
Connor, was it you who said, go ahead.
Who knows the mysterious ways in which Beatles work?
So, what I thought
Their
about
economy
later,
is for
because
The economy's going to crash in 2 days.
Brooks said something along the lines of, I bet they were just going to give her back. And I was like, actually, I feel like the Beatles would have, tried to negotiate a hostage deal.
Yeah.
But they would have, she performed, and then the next day, be like, we'll sell her back to you for X amount of gold or whatever it is. So, but it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense. But we're going to go with it.
Or eater. One of the two.
And talking about things that didn't make sense, and we'll talk about this after the break because we're coming close to the end of the short part. But the fact that Adel kept a gigantopede underneath his club, we're going to have to talk about that.
I'm very interested to see what the tunnels underneath.
Yeah, I know.
And how
There was a possibility we could have gone down there.
Foundationally sound.
Maybe the whole town is not foundational sound. There's tunnels across the whole town, so it's all just on the verge of one little thing breaking and just all of it falling into a pit.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember too, it's all microscopic in size, so it's like you walking across your front yard and hitting a small little divot.
True.
And you're like, must be an ant colony under there.
So we have so much more to talk about. We're going to continue talking about episode 13, and we're going to talk about 14, 15, 16, and all the other things, but only in our long version of the roundtable that is coming up if you are a Patreon member. So if you want to listen to the long version of this, then you have to become a Patreon member right now. And it's very simple. Just go to patreon.com/reddirtdnd, join at any level. Plus, not only do you get the long versions of this roundtable, but you also get our episodes 4 days early. You get access to our Discord server, which we have great conversations. We have so many things that we just talk about on there, and then we have bonus content that we have coming out. So do go over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Join at any giving level that works best for you, and we will love to have you as a Patreon member. So that's going to do it for our short version, and we will see you on the long version if you become a Patreon member right now.